Hey guys, MDPrepper here. I got tagged by Average Joe Tactical 1 for a little video competition. Never done one of those before, so here goes. This is for a one gun, one knife scenario for the zombie apocalypse. Not SHTF, those would be different choices. This is the zombie apocalypse we're talking about here, so here it goes. I would say the zombie apocalypse in my situation would be different than an SHTF in that for zombies, I'd pretty much be sticking alone, sadly, in my current situation. As far as my shooting skills and all that with neighbors and all. So I consider this a solo endeavor, at least to start with. You know, blockading myself, living out in the woods and all that. Probably not going into town, but if I had to, my choices would be different than SHTF. So you may think that these are the knives I'm going to choose. You're wrong. One of the first ones I thought of was, of course, my classic K-bar. I said no. I like this. This came in second. The little rat tang on this kind of dissuaded me a bit. I kind of wanted full tang. Kind of wanted something bigger or more practical in general. So I love this blade. This is probably my SHTF situation. First pick, but no. Next I thought of the Condor kukri style machete for lopping off zombie heads. But then I thought, you know, I can't use this for more practical things. I don't want my knife for fighting off zombies. If I have to use a blade for fighting off zombies, I'm in some real trouble. This would be great for that, but this lacks in general practicality. So, also it's hard to draw because you got your two snaps on this thing, which is going to be hard to pull out in a hurry. When you really need this thing, zombies are going to be close. If you're having to use your blade up when the zombies are close, you're in trouble. That's absolute last ditch. Another thought I had was this bad boy, Cold Steel Gladius Machete. Could lop the heck out of all sorts of zombie heads with this. This would certainly do the job as well. Good for thrusting, etc. But we're going for headshot zombies. So unless I decapitate, not going to matter. And again, going to have to be too close for comfort, in my opinion. This one also came in highly in my ratings, but I got to thinking about it. What was the preeminent primitive weapon back in the day on the battlefields? It was not the sword. It was not the knife. It was none of those things. It was the spear. The spear reigned supreme. Look at the phalanxes of the Greeks, Roman spears and whatnot out there. Middle Ages, the pikemen and all of that. Spears are good because it keeps distance, and what you need from zombies is distance. Now, I didn't necessarily want something that's going to slip around in my hand or be too hard to use, like the Cold Steel Bushman. I had to nail that into place to be useful. Grips aren't as good, etc. And I wanted something for general practical field use. Okay, something for just cutting wood or batoning or just whatever, cutting string, whatnot. So my blade choice is this right here. A little odd. K-bar, Fin Tonto. Love this blade, love the angle on it. I've got other reviews on it. It is true full tang, made of basically tool steel. Can't remember the exact grade, check my old videos. I've got the drop point as well, but I went for the Tonto style here because it's got a reinforced tip. All of these blades have a glass breaker on the back side, which would be great if I had to smash through a store window or side window of a car to get something or rescue somebody else or what have you. So that's a nice addition. Love the angle on this thing in general. Just fits the hand a lot better. Relatively thin. Like I said, full tang overall. And the point, being Tonto, is meant for thrusting, punching through armor and all that, or skulls. I have enough belly on this thing I can use for general purpose and all, for cutting rope and just general purposes. It's thick enough you can baton with. But the Tonto point, if I had to, I could easily attach this to a shaft, use some paracord and whatnot, secure this thing, and if I'm stuck up in a tree or something like that, jab through a zombie skull fairly easily. This is not going to break on me. Now, this is going to be harder to sharpen overall, but who cares? This is primarily a thrusting weapon for defense. So I like this. It's shorter than the other options, but I'm not planning on using it like this for defense. I'm planning on thrusting from a distance on a spearhead, something like that. If I had to spear a zombie through the chest and keep him at range when I grab my one gun, which we'll talk about in a minute, this would do the job. This would be okay. If I had a second person, let them jab the zombie through the chest and hold him at the door, in the doorway while I grab my rifle and take care of business. So I like this. This is a great blade. Love it a lot. Love this whole fin line. But I'd probably pick the Tonto due to the reinforced tip. Nice Kydex sheath, everything else. I would probably not go for leather just because of moisture issues and whatnot. This is going to hold up better. And again, with the attachment points, I can put this on a backpack or tactical rig or chest rig, whatever I've got. So I can do a lot more with this blade overall for general purpose EDC survival and zombie killing. So that's good. I like this. Highly recommend these. You need one of these. So there's my knife choice. Now moving on to firearms. A lot of choices. Lots and lots of choices. The AR-15 platform is tremendous. You can carry a lot of ammunition, low recoil, get back on target quickly, good range and accuracy. I like that concept, but I like my current choice a little bit better. It's a little unique, but for personal use, I think this was the way to go for me. The Bushmaster M17S Bullpup. Now, you may say, well, you can't find these around. Who cares? In zombie apocalypse, you're probably not going to spend much time repairing a gun if it happens to break. You're going to try to find another one and pick it up. You don't have that mountain of available time. This fits the bill perfectly, I think, overall. Takes your standard AR-15 magazines, can take your 42 round battle mags or whatever the heck else you want. So all the firepower you need. Takes a little getting used to as far as operating this thing, you know, with everything behind your pistol grip, but I'm used to that, so I'm quite good with this thing. So all the same rounds and whatnot of an AR-15, get on target real quick. Now, other benefits of this, the weighting on this thing. It's 8.2 pounds or so, but it's perfectly balanced here in the center of the grip. You can carry this thing all day in your hand against your chest and whatnot, or slung across in kind of a sling situation. You won't tire as easily carrying this thing around, okay? Believe me, I've done it. This is the way to go for quick. Also, I get a lot of capacity, a lot of barrel basically in this thing for not a lot of extra weight or length. This is a 21.5 inch barrel in a 30 inch gun. That's a whole lot of gun in a short package. So trigger's not as good as some of your AR-15s, but it's plenty darn good enough. That's good. This also is piston driven, like your AR-18s, so less chance of fouling and all that. This thing has fired every single type of round I've ever put through it flawlessly. Additionally, you have a solid buttstock on this thing as opposed to your collapsible stocks. Everybody loves those things, but if I'm having to smash through a window or club something to death, I don't want to club a zombie on the ground to death and smash its skull in with a collapsible AR-15 stock with an aluminum tube on it for the buffer tube. Thing may bend and then I'm in some real trouble. I can beat somebody to death with this quite easily and have no problems. Not adjustable, but for me this thing fits perfectly. So there's another benefit there. Also, you've got your standard backup sights in here. I can't show them to you right now and I won't, but it has decent little, basically pistol sights that they say are good for 25 yards or so. I've shot stuff easily out to 50 yards very, very easily. No problems there. So I don't want a flat top AR with backup iron sights that flip up and all that could potentially break. It's got to work. It's got to work all the time. I've got optics up here. This is just a basic cheap leapers. I've got some better stuff, but this is red and green dots, so it's good for daylight and nighttime uses. So just flip it to whatever I need to. Basic battery exchange, very easy. I can put a couple of spares in my pocket and I'm good to go. I don't have to use these. I can easily drop real quick down to the iron sights here and I'm good to go. If I need to change this thing out, if it breaks, if it fails, it's very easy on the flip side just to unscrew this thing and toss it away if I need to, if it gets in the way. Another option here, easy to take the safety off. The button's right here. It's in your hand. You just flip it and then you're good to fire, okay? No problems there. Very quick to get into action if it's on safe. But overall, what I would say is probably the one major bonus point of this firearm compared to all the other options out there, due to the weighting and the balance of this thing. This is probably one of, if not the only rifle that you can fire one-handed accurately. You can put this up against your shoulder, put it in there like so, easily look down the iron sights, easily look down the upper optics here, and easily fire off shots just as quick as you need to one-handed. Now you say, why in the world is that important? Well, in a zombie apocalypse, one of the keys is staying away from the zombies. Let's say I get treed by a zombie or a bunch of zombies, or I'm on a roof in the rain or something like that where I really need a handhold. I definitely do not want to fall off. I can fire shots single-handedly with this rifle, easy. One round to the head, dead zombie. easy to go. You can say we can do that with a pistol. Yeah, but I get range with this. I don't get exactly the same accuracy, do the trigger and all that, as I would with an AR-15, but if there's a zombie 300 yards away, I'm going to leave it alone. Don't draw attention. So the ability for me to do this number, and again, here's my other hand, easily up against my shoulder and get the job done is absolutely tremendous. When you clear a door, you kick open a door, something like that, you have to let your one hand at least off the rifle. Try and point an AR-15 for a headshot with just one hand. Good luck, sucker. I could enter a room fairly easily, open the door, keep this ready, aimed, and at a head level to fire easily when I enter a room. Slide open the door, look in, you know, there's almost no delay to get that first shot off, which can be important. And I can also keep my hand on the door if I need to close it back. It's not a tactical entry. If I open that door and there's a zombie in the inside, I don't want that door swung all the way open. No, no. I want to open it just enough to look inside, but still have a weapon just in case there's something looking at me from 2 feet away. I can blast it in the head, close the door back, and do whatever I need to do. I think this is the ultimate zombie rifle overall. Maybe not an SHTF, but for zombies, this is the way to go. Now, some people may complain about the heat buildup after first couple magazines in this thing. Well, in a zombie apocalypse, I assure you, I will be wearing gloves. So, not an issue. You can also grab this thing by the front swing swivel here, and it works just fine for shots. If the heat gets too high here in the front part, as there's no heat shield in it. I need to add that. But not a major concern if you're wearing gloves. Again, takes some getting used to, but me versus zombie solo, this is the way to go. Bullpup, all the way. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I have to give 3 more tags to this, shout-outs and whatnot. Picking some guys I've talked to quite a lot. One-Eyed Patriot, my buddy down here in South Carolina. I want to see what you've got. Let's go for the Midwest. iowndunoob. I think I probably know what you're going to pick, but I still want to see it. And finally, for you northern folks, Bushcraft 412. You're going to be getting a shout out in a video here shortly about this as well. So, zombie apocalypse, not SHTF, one gun, one knife. Let me see what you got, guys. MDPrepper, out.